Squeeze La Familia, man. Toronto rappers that were caught on camera, part 2. You know, we just did part 1. Well, I did part 1. It was, I ain't gonna lie, that's what part 1 made me just go do a reaction to one of the artists from out there. You probably know him because you're in tune. What's his name? YG.
Of course.
YG, nice.
Of course I know YG.
YG, nice. Oh my, I did that Jason Bourne earlier. You ever heard that one? Jason Bourne?
Yeah, hell yeah. That's one of his biggest songs.
He was spitting.
That's one of his biggest songs.
Oh my God. But look, this is part 2. Hopefully we find out some new dope artists from this that ain't dead or none. Because you know, a lot of them be dead.
They in the streets for real. On
for
a
real.
different level.
Like, actually like out here. A little worse.
Welcome back, everyone. First off, thank you guys for 300 subscribers. All the love I am receiving is very much appreciated, and I am extremely grateful. In today's video, I will be discussing...
I ain't gonna lie, Toronto is a big-ass kitchen. Everybody's a chef.
Toronto's hottest drill artists that have been caught in some of the
Oh,
most
it's
chaotic
London?
moments.
Yeah,
Which
Toronto's
will follow
done.
cameras.
They got the
None of the
switches.
situation...
Pause.
They got the switches in
Just put me
Toronto.
on. It's London. It's UK. They is the chefs. Oh my God, they getting the chefing. Toronto is like us.
Toronto is baby UK.
Discussed in this video will be impeding on past, pending, or current cases, and all the information provided is available
Toronto
to
to
the
New York,
public.
though, man. Y'all already
So
know the
sit
vibes.
back, relax, and enjoy the episode.
That shit look pretty as hell.
The mayor of
But it's
Ajax
dangerous.
denouncing this brazen act of gun violence. Police are investigating the daytime shooting that left 2 people fighting for their lives.
Brazen. Is that a word? What is that? I don't...
You don't know what brazen is, nigga?
No. Brazen? Fuck out of here. Nah, nigga. Crib, nigga. I don't know nothing about no brazen. What? Crib. I don't know nothing about no damn brazen, nigga. It was crazy. What are you talking about? 2,300 times. Yeah, it was crazy. Talking about some damn brazen.
28th, 2021.
Fuck you too bad.
Officers were called to Harwood Avenue South and Kingston Road West around 4:20 p.m. due to reports of more than 40 shots being fired. When officers arrived, they found a 24-year-old woman and a 26-year-old.
Look at her though.
She chilling.
She chilling, watching
the whole
it.
time. Rewind it.
Nigga,
the
I
whole
know.
time.
Nigga, you gonna fuck around, pop her ass.
The whole time. She moved like 2 feet.
Shooting that left 2 people fighting for their lives.
On April 28th, 2021, officers were called to Harwood Avenue South and Kingston Road West around 4:20 p.m. due to reports of more than 40 shots being fired. When officers arrived, they found a 24-year-old woman and a 26-year-old man, both of which were seriously injured and taken to a trauma center.
In the intersection, which was evident that there was an exchange of gunfire between 2 vehicles that we are aware of at this time.
A third
Nigga, that shit probably happened because a nigga probably cut him off. You know niggas be tweaking.
I'm saying
No,
he ran down on a V.
Mm-hmm.
was also struck by the bullets. Durham Regional Police say more than 40 shots were fired. A man and woman, both believed to be in their 20s, were injured while inside a vehicle.
Well, I watched him running around. Good blood running down his back and his side and his head. So I'm like, you need to stop running, because if you keep running, you're gonna bleed out. And then I'm like, you know what, just get in my car, I'll take you to the hospital, because the hospital's right there. He sat in the car for 2 seconds and then came out. But when he came out, the ambulance and the police was already there.
The witness says he saw the female victim as well.
She was responsive because she was running around also to try to tell him to slow down. She's pregnant.
Damn, son, she was pregnant too? Them niggas try to squish him and his baby mom, son.
And the baby.
And the baby.
Although the female victim was pregnant, both the woman and unborn baby recovered along with the male victim.
Okay,
Officers originally thought this was a case of...
And y'all say God ain't real. And y'all say God ain't real. She got shot pregnant and the baby lived.
T.I. gonna tell y'all to say what now? Hey.
Fuck him.
...an identity. However, upon further investigation of the male victim, police began to piece together a whole new case. Durham Regional Police were informed by officers across the province and Thunder Bay that the male victim was a suspect in a drug trafficking case from 2020. This suspect was 26-year-old Rashawn Samuels, aka Dizzle. Regent Dizzle is a popular Toronto drill artist from the North Side Don Mills area of Toronto, specifically Allenbury Gardens Community Housing aka ABG. He is well connected throughout the Toronto drill scene and has had many notable beefs with rappers within the scene such as Sick People who represents Parma Court. After the assassination attempt on Dizzle and his pregnant girlfriend, Sick People would release a brutal diss track towards him and even going further by dissing his girlfriend.
Also, niggas try to spin on him.
That's what they say.
On Dizzle. So Dizzle is, hold on, because I'm confused. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, on the back to like right here.
Case from 2020. This suspect was 26-year-old Rashawn Samuels, aka Dizzle.
So how's he a suspect if they tried to kill him?
He was in an old. It was an old case, right?
They say he
got charged with a shooting back in 2020.
No, not shooting. Drug trafficking.
Oh, okay.
Regent Dizzle is a popular Toronto drill artist from the North Side Don Mills area of Toronto, specifically Allenbury Gardens Community Housing aka ABG. He is well connected throughout the Toronto drill scene and has had many notable beefs with rappers within the scene such as Sick People who represents Parma Court. After the assassination attempt on Dizzle and his pregnant girlfriend, Sick People would release a brutal diss track towards him and even going further by dissing his girlfriend for shooting back with a fake gun, which would be confirmed by Durham Regional Police.
Got shot in his face though. This was that way in the block. I was got packed with your baby mom. Switch on clicks, crunch game.
I was got packed with your baby mom. I was got packed with your baby mom. Oh! Oh! I was got packed with your baby mom. Hold on. Nah.
Talking shit, I did that. Got your head. Just like Gigi, almost died. But you're dead.
Shortly after the shooting, both Dizzle and his girlfriend were sent to the trauma center, and while there, Durham Regional Police were informed of Dizzle's involvement in a drug trafficking case in Thunder Bay back in 2020. Dizzle was wanted, and officers began setting up his arrest. While attempting to arrest Dizzle, he fled on foot out of the hospital and into a residential dwelling. One officer saw him run inside the home, and while attempting to arrest him, Dizzle began throwing punches at the officer. He was eventually...
So was not with it.
Back up.
Get off me. Get off me. He popping that bottle. Get off me.
Grab on him.
Subdued and charged with numerous offenses. His pregnant girlfriend was also charged, but released immediately after. Sources say Dizzle was in custody for no more than 2 years prior to his release. Dizzle has kept a low profile since, although being targeted in numerous diss tracks since the shooting.
The brazen Friday night shooting at this Jane and Woolster parking lot in West Toronto has turned deadly. Police confirm 20-year-old Mohammed So died of his injuries in hospital Saturday night. 4 others were injured.
Yeah, they show me love, but I know that shit be fake. Cause when you making money moves, niggas gon' hate. Mama said she...
Originally of Guinean background, Mohammed So aka King Mo was born in New York in 1999. His family emigrated to Canada in 2000. First settling in Montreal and then Toronto in 2006, where they became active in the city's Guinean community located in Jane Street and St. Clair Avenue West. Within his hood he was referred to as a block boy, which was someone who lived on the block, but was never into any trouble and was respected by all. He took care of kids he barely knew and gave them money to buy freezies, one friend recalled. Mo made sure I was going to school. He wanted what was best for me, said another friend who grew up with Mohammed. Tragically, on July 10th, King Mo was shot along with 5 other people outside of his building on Jane and Woolner.
Surveillance footage shows several people gathered in a plaza parking lot at Jane and Woolner last night and then suddenly ducked for cover. That's when police say gunmen opened fire in a drive-by shooting. The shots...
That's the stupidest shit to do. Jump in the car while people were shooting.
You ain't seen him?
She jumping in the back seat. Bro, you better get your ass on that ground. You better hit that ground, nigga.
Like, well,
Good luck.
maybe 4 to 5 shots. It was like pop, 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 like that. It happened around 10:15 p.m. Police say 5 people were shot. Witnesses say they saw the suspect speeding away in a dark-colored vehicle.
Right after the gunshots, a car came speeding
You
out
see
of...
that? You seen that or I tweaking?
Out with the black car.
No, but was it?
Fire in a drive-by shooting. The shots, like, about maybe 4 to 5 shots. It was like pop, 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 like that.
It happened around 10:15 p.m. Police say 5 people were shot. Witnesses say they saw the suspect speeding away in a dark-colored vehicle.
Right after the gunshots, a car came speeding out of the parking lot.
It was speeding away. Responding officers found 3 victims suffering from gunshot wounds at the scene. They say 2 other victims took themselves to hospital.
The reason that this is so concerning is it's a brazen shooting. We've had more than a dozen rounds recovered at this time.
A 21-year-old man remains in hospital in critical condition. The other 4 victims range in age from 17 to 57 and are expected to survive. The parking lot is next to a park and is a popular spot where people who live in the neighborhood gather at night during the summer.
At the time of his death, Muhammad was being bullied by some older students, who tried to frame him for stealing a t-shirt at a Walmart by putting it into his backpack. Muhammad took the blame to avoid angering the bullies. Security footage showed he didn't steal the shirt, but he ended up having to report to police and attend a few days of counseling as a result. The investigation into the shooting went on for more than a month until police announced an arrest. On August 15, 2021, Toronto police announced a 20-year-old man was arrested and charged with first-degree murder in the death of King Mo. This man was Malik Francis Taylor, aka MK So Alive.
That's son? Ain't that Drake name Smiley? That was just a Smiley nigga. Gangsta. That's Smiley nigga. Oh, Smiley right there. Look right there. Is that him?
That don't look like him.
I'm tweaking. That's not him.
Like him.
MK is a drill artist reigning from the Pelham Park area located in the west end of Toronto. He is most notable for his songs with fellow Pelham Park artist Smiley.
That is Smiley, bitch. I knew I ain't tweaking. I knew I wasn't tweaking. I said, nigga, that's Smiley big head ass.
VO sound label. A product of the streets of Toronto, MK turns danger into art. He began releasing music in 2016 with his street classic, Ain't Ridin', and built a buzz around his originality, backed with street credibility and the ability to bring his first-person experiences to life in his music. Toronto police say MK was one of 2 individuals in a vehicle that were indiscriminately shooting at individuals who were enjoying an evening outside of a Jane and Woolner community housing building, ultimately injuring 5 and killing King Mo. A month later, Toronto police were able to identify and locate MK with ease and subsequently charge him with first-degree murder. He is still awaiting trial.
Damn, free him if he didn't do it.
And a number of witnesses who came here to the memorial today tell me they thought they heard what sounded like fireworks on Saturday night. They later realized it was likely the sound of a setting off.
Is this that Houdini shit?
Police say they are now looking for any non-surveillance video, although it's believed that the suspects
You hear them shits?
wearing masks and therefore had their faces concealed. Just across from a playground, people spent the day untangling helium balloons that spell out the name Thane. The balloons were left here on Oak Street in memory of 27-year-old Thane Murray, City of Toronto employee who worked at the Regent Park Community Centre, killed in a brazen triple shooting just before 9 Saturday night. He's a good boy. He works at the community.
I ain't gonna lie, it's mass shootings going on in Toronto.
There's too many word brazens.
Too many reasons,
Yeah,
craisins. I just need a reason.
Club. He's a role model for this neighborhood. And now look where we have him on the sidewalk. There.
27-year-old Thane Murray was shot and killed in the area of Sumac and Oak Streets just before 9 p.m. on September 18th. Another 27-year-old man sustained serious but non-life-threatening injuries and was released from hospital. A 29-year-old was also rushed to hospital in life-threatening condition. He eventually made a full recovery. Thane Murray used to be a familiar sight in Regent Park.
Pause, that nigga name is Hung. Pause, that nigga name is Smoke Dog, chill.
Murray.
The streets with 6 or 7 kids in tow. In the evenings after a local after-school program wrapped, The young man would set off with the kids he worked with that day, delivering them one by one home to the safety of their families. Thane's death comes 1 month after Jane and Finch mentor Sam Boachi, 30, was shot dead earlier this month. Jane and Finch and Regent Park have been involved in a deadly gang dispute for years. However, police say these deaths are unrelated to that matter. As for the suspects, investigators believe most, if not all, of 4 suspects were armed and discharging their weapons at once. One investigator said it looks like they showed up in this area looking for anyone that might be in the area, as disturbing as that sounds. A police spokesperson confirmed more than 50 shell casings.
That sounds so scary to a civilian. When you just think a nigga just pulling up, shooting up the neighborhood, and whoever's just outside. Nah, I just think whoever's outside getting shot. Yeah, niggas ain't doing that. Niggas know who they. I mean, nigga might see somebody that hang with somebody, so he getting shot because he hang with them. But nigga ain't just gonna come and see absolutely nobody and just shoot them. Now, if it's a nigga that's not really in it, but he be with them, he be in pictures, he be in their comments, sucking dick. Yeah, oh, I love the music, sharing the music. Down. Yeah. So listen, sharing music is dangerous, if you didn't know, especially if it's lit. Sharing music can be dangerous for your health. Facts.
Especially if you on one of the sides.
Especially if you ain't got shit to do with nothing, but you be around there or something. Like, listen, man. What? You know you want to support, but if it's lit and they dissing niggas and you sharing it, and you sharing it, when they come spinning and they see you and you not involved, and now the community too, he's not a gang member. Yeah, you gonna share that.
You feel me? So that's why you don't partake in none of that. Just mind your business.
Let the YouTube share it. Let YouTube let that shit get its views. Whoa. If niggas is dissing yo, stay out of it. That's all niggas is doing.
Were found at the scene. After several months of investigation, Toronto police confirmed the arrest of one suspect in the death of Thane. His name is Junior Jamal Harvey, aka J Money.
D-Mark got the heat.
J Money is a 21-year-old artist in the Alexandra Park region of Toronto. He is under the Menace Gang label along with Casper TNG, King Money.
Oh, nah, that's 21.
You thought I was lying, huh, bitch?
Oh, you know this nigga?
You thought I was lying?
You fuck with J Money?
21. I'm telling you.
That's nutty.
He first rose to prominence with this debut single, Shoulda Woulda Coulda, in 2018. Soon after the release, J Money would be arrested on suspicion of aiming a firearm at several people in Regent Park before shooting one man.
Fuck no. No, did he not just do that?
He walked up to him and hit him in the head.
Look at that shit, most replay, because I'm confused.
He would be arrested on suspicion of aiming a firearm at several people in Regent Park before.
Wait, hold on. He hit that nigga in the head, or did he shoot past him?
I don't know. It looked like
at several people in Regent Park before.
Or he might have missed, and then a nigga took off.
Be arrested on suspicion of aiming a firearm at several people in Regent.
What the fuck is going on?
He is nutty for that.
Before shooting one man in the leg and running off. He would be released shortly after due to lack of evidence as he was masked up and wearing gloves. However, J Money's legal trouble would not stop there. On September 18th, 1 month after an Alexandra Park community member was shot along with another man, J Money along with 3 other individuals including fellow artist Mr. Wallahy, would take a drive to Regent Park with an assault rifle and several other guns, and fire up to 50 shots at innocent people, ultimately killing Thane Murray and injuring 2 others.
Fireworks, nigga. Fireworks.
Today, your world gets smaller. You've already been looking over your shoulder since you decided to evade arrest. With the major rewards announced today, the loyalty of any friends and associates assisting you in evading arrest will be tested.
The list was compiled by the BOLO program, a police support initiative encouraging Canadians to be on the lookout for...
Damn, son. Them niggas giving niggas the bag, too, to get niggas out the streets. Damn, son.
...most wanted. Today, the program outlined 25 suspects accused of various serious crimes. Nearly half of them are connected to the GTA, with rewards being offered for some of their arrests.
As fugitives get arrested, because they will get arrested, the top 25 will be updated, reshuffled, replenished with new suspects.
3 months after the shooting, Toronto police were able to identify Jay Money and another individual as 2 of the 4 suspects in the shooting. It would take more than a year for Toronto police to provide another update on the case, but when they did, they added a hefty prize. On July 22, 2022, Toronto police announced, in a heavily televised event, that $50,000 would be rewarded to anyone with information on Jabriel Elmi aka Mr. Wally. His face would be subsequently plastered all over the city and online, resulting in a hilarious internet frenzy as many people would create memes about his crossed eyes.
Why would I look mad? Do I look mad to you? You're mad. Your eyes are like this. Like, yo, why can't I see niggas? Like, nigga, you can't even see niggas. You're a cross-eyed. You're a cross-eyed freak. Miskin.
You can't even see niggas.
He said, watch when I see you niggas.
You can't even see niggas. This shit was old.
As of the making of this video, there have been no further updates on Mr. Wally's whereabouts. He is still on the run.
Tell Mr. Wally.
Oh, he's still on the run.
Mr. Wally.
21, 21.
Wally.
21,
Wally on the low. Told him. Yeah, he out at the slaughter game.
Gingerbread man.
Yeah.
Gingerbread. Let's get
like,
it.
comment, subscribe.
Tales of Toronto. More shit.
Yeah,